The American Bus Association presents Motorcoach Travel News. Here's Dan Ronan.
Welcome to the American Bus Association's Motorcoach Travel News. I'm Dan Ronan in Washington. We begin today with an important announcement concerning a new partnership with the ABA and Lancer Insurance. We all know that managing a crisis can be very difficult. So many things are happening, and the reputation and perhaps survival of your company could be in jeopardy. So we're pleased to tell you
Lancer's crisis management plan, called The First 24 Hours, How to Develop, Implement, and Test a Serious Incident Response Plan, will be made available free to all ABA members beginning this month. This comprehensive video details the essential steps companies need to take in advance in order to be prepared to effectively deal with a serious incident situation.
Joining us from Lancer Insurance is Bob Crescenzo, the Vice President for Safety and Loss Control. Bob, thanks for joining us on MTN. Tell us about the partnership.
In light of the alarming number of serious motor coach and bus accidents occurring in 2011 and early 2012, and some of the missteps and confusion and miscommunication which followed, we reconsidered our exclusivity policy when approached by the ABA. Specifically, our 2010 release, The First 24 Hours, How to Develop, Implement, and Test a Serious Incident Response Plan, addresses some of the problems we have recently seen experienced by motor coach companies involved in bad accidents.
Bob, why is it so important to have a complete crisis management plan?
Well, no matter how good the plan or people assigned to implement it, every motor coach accident presents unpredictable challenges. Whether it be the remote or distant location of the accident from the company base, the early intervention of media representatives, or communication with first responders and passenger families, the task at hand is enormous, and the window to effectively manage the situation is extremely brief. Thus, the first 24 hours line in the program's title.
Bob, the ABA will begin distributing this to ABA members very soon for free, and as you know, not much is free these days.
Dan, when Lancer announced our commitment to bus insurance in 1985, we made it clear that we believe we owe much more to our customers than just a promise to be there when something goes very wrong. We believe it's our responsibility to provide our policyholders with not only the tools to help prevent serious accidents, but a workable plan to execute when a serious accident does occur. That's part of the Lancer value-added package and a concrete example of the Lancer difference.
Bob Crescenzo with Lancer Insurance. Now ABA will link Lancer's The First 24 on our website, buses.org, and we'll also send you an email. The ABA also has a comprehensive media crisis communications plan. If your company's been involved in an incident or needs help, drop me an email at dronan@buses.org.
Mike Waters of Coach America Franciscan Lines is recovering from kidney transplant surgery. You may recognize the man on the left. He's the donor. Tom Giddens, the owner of Pacific Coach Trailways. The surgery took place April the 17th. In a statement, the family says things are heading in the right direction, and it will be some time before they can call the operation a complete success. But the doctors are confident. Both families say they appreciate the prayers and support they've received.
There's a lot going on Capitol Hill and also here at ABA. The ABA's President and CEO Peter Pantuso joins me. Pete, this transportation bill has finally moved to a conference committee. Where's it at?
Well, both the House and the Senate have passed their respective transportation bills. The Senate bill is fairly comprehensive. There's some things that we don't like from a bus industry or motor coach industry perspective. The House passed more of a shell bill, not really a lot of substance when it comes to transportation. Those two bills will go into, or they're in the conference committee now, and the differences between the House and the Senate will get worked out. My guess is there will be some pieces that we do like that are safety oriented, that the House has been working on, that they're going to want to include in the new comprehensive bill. And if there's a final bill that the conference agrees on, it'll come back to both houses to vote on, and then it'll go to the president.
Pete, the Department of Transportation's Office of Inspector General is out with a report that's quite critical of the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration. Of course, bus safety is right what we're talking about.
Yes, the Department of Transportation's Inspector General has long looked at the issue of motor coach safety. And obviously in 2011 we had some bad accidents that took place in the industry, mostly caused by companies that should not have been allowed to be on the road. Either they should have been shut down or they were reincarnated. The Inspector General came out and said that FMCSA isn't doing enough to shut down these reincarnated carriers, and they've got to do more. That's something we've agreed with for a long time. It's something that we think FMCSA is trying to do, but they need to do it better, they need to do it faster.
Switching topics to some things going on here at ABA. Of course, Marketplace next January in Charlotte, and the registration numbers that are out are very good.
In the first week of registration, we registered more than 1,000 delegates who are committed to come to Charlotte for Marketplace already. In fact, 1,000 registered in just 1 week, whereas last year that many registered over an 8-week period. So people are excited about coming. They're excited about Marketplace. They're excited about all the new things Charlotte has to offer. The other thing that we've seen is just the huge interest by operators. Operators have registered at a rate of 85% already. 85% of those who came in 2012 have already committed to come to Charlotte. So it's going to be, I think, one of the best shows that we've ever had.
We also have a new publication coming out called Equip. Tell me about it.
It's a high quality, high-end product, 4-color. It really speaks to the operator and to operations. It's going to look at safety issues, maintenance issues, equipment issues. It's also something that's going to appeal to the maintenance staff, to the safety staff, and to the suppliers in the industry. It's going to be on a quarterly basis, and I think anybody that sees Equip is going to be wowed by it.
The ABA's President and CEO, Peter Pantuso, joining us on this edition of Motorcoach Travel News, MTN.
ABA's Marketplace means business. $79 million in total booked business, $58,000 per company.
We've had a very successful few days here.
Just all here at one roof. It's been a great experience here this week at ABA.
Yeah, there has been genuine interest, and I have dates on my books.
I meet old friends and also make the connects for new people and new businesses. So it's very successful.
There's a lot of energy, and the energy seems to follow ABA wherever they go.
ABA's Marketplace 2013, the first and best travel and tourism conference of the year. Business, networking, education, and a lot of fun. Charlotte, North Carolina, January 5th through the 9th.
This is head and shoulders, hands down, absolutely the best conference I've ever attended.
This is Motorcoach Travel News.
We have important news about several motor coach companies. MCI says it will acquire Setra's North American division and develop a strategic partnership with Daimler. Daimler says it will acquire part of MCI.
MCI would become the exclusive North American distributor of the Setra S407 and the S417 motor coaches. MCI says the merger will give it access to Daimler's engineering and manufacturing capabilities while maintaining the brand name and integrity of MCI and Setra's brands, parts, and services.
And now news about the ABC companies and Greyhound. A new motor coach can cost more than $500,000, but much can be done to refurbish and restore older motor coaches. That's being done at an ABC company facility in Napanee, Indiana that I visited recently.
Greyhound Motor Coach 6363 looked tired. The 2000 MCI DL3 model had 1.9 million miles on it, most on America's highways, interstates, carrying hundreds of thousands of passengers. Since July 2010, Greyhound has sent about 320 motor coaches, 1/7 of its fleet here for a complete rebuild.
An older Greyhound bus will come into this plant with more than 1 million miles, and in 46 days, it should be good for another 9 or 10 years.
Each bus gets a letter grade when it arrives. They always leave with an A. 130 mechanics, cleaners, upholstery experts, and others work at the plant. The process of rebuilding 6363 took about 46 days. 24 buses are refurbished each month. The plant is led by ABC's Senior Vice President Lee Loper, a veteran of the motor coach industry, and plant manager Matt Irvin.
They don't send buses that are just had some light refurb at a facility. They send us the toughest ones that they have. Either they don't run or they've had an engine failure, and we take them and run them through the system where they come out as a full refurb bus.
6363 was disassembled, the axles, transmission, HVA system, engine, seats, and dozens of other parts removed. The windows were taken out, the floors replaced, the driver's dashboard rebuilt.
The entire coach really is disassembled from stem to stern. Complete interiors taken out. All the drivetrain components are taken off, at least cleaned and gone through. The coach is washed, undercoated, just reconditioned completely and overall, inside and out. And then we assemble it back in the proper fashion.
In anticipation of October's Americans with Disabilities Act, all of these coaches are fully compliant with the law. Also, 10 years ago, Wi-Fi didn't exist. It's installed. The electrical systems are updated. Electric plug-ins are added at each seat. There are other improvements as well. At least 565 parts on a bus will be replaced, including a new rebuilt Detroit diesel Series 60 engine. Workers are remanufacturing and rebuilding the seats, inspecting the seat frames, looking for damage, replacing foam, and making new seat covers. Each bus is different, but rebuilding 6363 costs substantially less than buying a new Motorcoach. The paint is also removed, any damage to the body is repaired, and it's repainted with Greyhound's new blue and premium silver colors, highlighting the new logo. Before leaving the plant, inspectors review all the paperwork, detailing and logging the changes that have been made. Only then, when the inspectors give the okay, will the bus be ready to go back on the line.
Well, it's really a game changer for Greyhound. We're obviously looking to change our image, but most importantly, we're looking to give our customers a better experience, more positive experience. And for our customers, that takes place in the coach largely. So in order to change their opinion, change their impression, change their perception of Greyhound, and give them the right experience, we had to change the coach.
In Washington, Motorcoach Travel News continues after this break.
On April 30th, the Federal Transit Administration announced the availability of $8.8 million for the Over-the-Road Bus Accessibility Grant Program. During the last Over-the-Road Bus Accessibility Grant Program, out of the 97 grants that are awarded by FTA, 73 of them were written by Terrapin Blue. This is the last time that the Federal Transit Administration will offer this very important grant program. Let the Terrapin Blue team ensure that you meet the current ADA regulations while receiving a return on your investment meeting these requirements. Contact our team of grant professionals today by calling 1-877-860-2583 and let the Terrapin Blue team ensure that you are successful during the last round of Federal Transit Administration Over-the-Road Bus Accessibility Grant funding.
ABA members in a few days will receive their copy of the Motorcoach Marketeur. As you know, this is our listing and directory for all ABA members, and it's important for you to update the Marketeur so members and others can find you and conduct business. With hundreds of tourist destinations, the Southeast and the Gulf Coast are bouncing back after 2 tough years of tornadoes and the BP oil spill.
This year, we've seen an increase in business and revenue, even though we were impacted by the tornado. Those groups that initially had booked Birmingham and our county and our state realized that not the entire area were impacted, and so they did continue. They didn't cancel their business. They still came, and so we were able to see a result of increase in business.
And another reason why more people are visiting Birmingham now is because the city and region are embracing and promoting the civil rights struggles of the early 1960s, showing how those difficult times helped to form the community that's there today. 1963 was a particularly tough year. Now, as Birmingham enters 2013, the city and CVB will mark the 50th anniversary of the pivotal events of the Civil Rights Campaign. Plans for the commemoration call for a year-long multi-city promotion to include a civil rights trail linking cities with significant ties to the movement.
We are one of the cities that helped change the world. And as you know, in Birmingham in 1963, the bombing of 16th Street Baptist Church, 4 young girls died, and it certainly got the attention of the world, as a matter of fact. Martin Luther King marched and participated in the movement. John Lewis, absolutely. Reverend Fred Shuttlesworth, who passed away just not terribly long ago, this past October, as a matter of fact.
Another must-see destination in Birmingham, not far from the 16th Street Baptist Church, is Kelly Ingram Park, where these historic photos were taken as demonstrators were pelted with water from fire hoses and the police sent attack dogs into the crowd.
Birmingham and the Gulf Coast recovering after 2 tough years and using tourism to do that. There's more information on the story at birmingham63.com. Now, next month, we'll be reporting from the NTSB hearings concerning the worldwide tour accident and what the board wants to do to get illegal bus companies off the road. As always, if you have story ideas, drop us an email at mtn@buses.org. I'm Dan Ronan in Washington for the American Bus Association. Thanks for watching MTN Motorcoach Travel News.